قل يا ربي
زدني علما
زدني فقها
زدني حكما
أتبع قولك عملا يبني
يجبر ذلك
عثرة أمة.
قل يا ربي زدني علما.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. And inshallah, I'll make it very brief after what Sheikh Ahmed spoke about. I think it's good enough inshallah to go home with today. And the topic, me speaking to the youth, I don't know what they meant by the youth. Anyone from age 30 under, you come here close to me. Bismillah. Quickly, do it in 1 second. Less than a second, please. Yallah, bismillah. There you go. 30 and under. La. 30. Huh? It's okay. You're close, alhamdulillah. Our Sheikh. Our Sheikh. Man, خلاص, mashallah, la, man, you're okay. You're okay. You look kind of dangerous. Okay. You stay. Let's keep the distance, inshallah. And I think it's better like that. Okay. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah, the talk is for everybody. There is no. Our Sheikh used to say that being youth has to do with the heart. Some of the Salaf, rahimahumullah, age 80 or 90, he was jumping off a wall from one side to the other. So his son said to him, he said, Wallahi, I am 20-something right now, I won't do that jump. فقال يا بني هذه أعضاء حفظناها في الصغر فحفظها ربنا جل وعلا في الكبر. He said, these limbs, we protected our limbs while we were young. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected our limbs while we are old. These young people right here, if I tell any of you right now to do 100 push-ups, anybody is willing to do so? Okay, and if you don't do it, you pay $100 for Zidni.
But if we do it, you pay us.
No, I already have a black belt, I could do 200. So should I double that for you? Okay then, mashallah. After class inshallah, after the lecture inshallah. We're coming close to Ramadan, inshallah. We're coming close to Ramadan. And I hope everyone is excited. Okay?
He means the month.
The month of Ramadan, not Sheikh. Not our Sheikh Ramadan. Do you know, subhanallah, see how this dunya runs very quickly. And wallahi, it's a lesson that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربع عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن شبابه عن عمره فيما أبلاه وعن شبابه فيما أفناه وعن علمه من فيما عمل فيه وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفق. He says, the Prophet ﷺ, and I have to ask questions. And if I ask question and you don't know, okay, you're in trouble. You can't eat while I'm talking. Okay? Can't expand your feet while I'm talking. So let's put some rules. You can't do that. Okay? The elders, they could do that. But not you guys. Khalas? Just set some rules from the beginning so we'll be okay with each other. I don't want to, aim at somebody's head. Nashi, let's keep it peaceful, inshallah. Peaceful lecture. Nashi? The Prophet ﷺ said that in the day of judgment, the person will not leave before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala till he's asked for 4 things. His lifespan, how he spent it, and then his youth, time, the age, which is included in the time. But that will be a special question. Why is that? Because we seem to be careless about this time. Okay? From the age 7 that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and I would have to say maybe before that. Our kids now, mashallah, you see a 3-year-old in the masjid holding an iPhone, they know how to use it better than us. So for that's So in few years, the first thing they will give a baby, hand a baby, and instead of they give them diapers at the hospital, they give them an iPhone. That's what's expecting. An iPhone, that's not going to be 10 then. You're going to be old style. You see, we have to understand this as parents first. We have to realize that there is a big gap between us and our children. Okay? And if you don't understand this and realize that, you won't be able to communicate with them. We have a sheikh. Someone came to him to ask him. He said, Ya sheikh, can you give me permission to commit zina? To have a sexual relation? So the sheikh said to him, you know the hadith of the Prophet when the man came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, a young boy. He said, ya young man, Ya Rasulullah, can you allow me to have zina? What did Rasulullah say? Anybody know? Go ahead.
Think of how your mother would feel and your sister would feel.
Here you go. Good one. What's your name? Can you please give him a gift, Sheikh Ramadan, inshallah? Later, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. But if you answer the wrong question, we take the gift back. And I think this is not allowed in business transactions. Because La, I don't give anybody. So Sheikh Ramadan is going to give you $100, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. So, okay. So you answer questions, you have a gift. I promise you. Even if it's next time. Mashi? So this man said what? Again? What did he say? This man said?
He said, think about what your mom and sister would say.
Here you go. Rasulullah told him that. He said, would you like it for your mother? The man said what? No, you know. He said, would you like it for your sister? The man said no. So the sheikh remembered that hadith. So this young boy came to the sheikh in America. He said, Ya sheikh, can you allow me to have a sexual relation? So the sheikh used the same thing. He said, would you like it for your sister? So he said, yeah. So what? She has a boyfriend. And the sheikh said, what?
I knew it.
So the sheikh couldn't go. You know what? The sheikh wanted to say, no, then he's going to go on mother, you know. So the sheikh said, okay, son, you could go now, inshallah. Well, see, this is the problem. The same hadith that Rasulullah advised, the Sahaba, the modesty that they have, the level of iman that they have is different from what we have today. So this is the first thing you need to understand. These kids, okay, who are sitting down laughing right now and mashallah, jazakumullah khair, they're listening, they think different than us. Now they have social media. They have things that we never had before. Before you turn on your computer, anybody at the 1990s when you had a computer? Anybody had a computer? You turn on, you click the internet part, you go to pray Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr, and come back and it's still loading. Here you go. Remember that? Anybody used DOS Windows? Kids, do you know what DOS Windows is? This is imaginary life. You see? They have no clue. So we need to understand this when we talking to our youth here. We know you guys are different from us, okay? We're not very different because we're kind of, alhamdulillah, in the middle age. We attended high school here, college. But we're still different. So the same life that Rasulullah sallallahu, but alhamdulillah, we have morals and characteristics that don't change. When you're at school, you have a friend who eats pork, okay? Would he do so if you're sitting with him?
Yes.
Here you go. And he would have no problem. So what's your problem when it comes salah time? Why can't you do salah in front of him like he eats in front of you with no problem? Why? Is he better than you? If you think he's better than you, then you have a problem. Because he's eating something that you know for sure is what? Haram or halal? 100%? No different opinion? Alhamdulillah, mashallah. No different opinion. Haram. But your salah is obligatory, but you didn't do it. You're shy to show that you are a Muslim. This is a problem. You have to be first, okay, pay attention here. You have to be first proud of your religion. This is how we need to raise our kids. Again, part of it is on the parents' responsibility, and part of it is on us. Sheikh Ahmed says we need to do the same thing we teach our kids. I'll give you a story. Anas radiallahu anhu arda. Who's Anas? Anybody know? Okay, this three right here. You guys have to be divided. Come closer to me. Here, with red t-shirt. Closer, mashallah. Closer. Anas, I already know these tricks and stuff. We did it. So there's no way you could do it now. Okay, Anas, who's Anas? Anas radiallahu anhu, Anas. Say, who's Kobe Bryant? Allahu Akbar. Who's Michael Jordan? Allahu Akbar. Who's Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, whatever that? Huh? There you go. So who's Anas? Oh, I see. You see? Huh? A great one, mashallah. It doesn't work like that. Can you tell me, can you tell me something special about Anas radiallahu anhu? Okay, the adults now. We're blaming our kids, because they know all these names. And we're like, the adults already memorized the names of the Sahaba. No, we only know Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, and somebody else. One more. Do we know Anas? One thing about Anas that is known? Yes.
He was one of the 10 people who were given the good news of going to Jannah.
La, unfortunately, you did good, but no. Anybody who knows the 10 names, I give him a gift right now. The 10 names of the Sahaba. Think about it before you answer. Think, please. So the adults, anybody know Anas? He had a store next door in Fresno. Anas who? So who's he? Allah iftalik. Where is the brother who said? Jazakallah khair, man. Khadim Rasulillah. He served the Prophet ﷺ 10 years. How old was he when he served Rasulullah? If we don't know Anas ibn Malik, we have a problem. We're blaming our kids. See, this is what Sheikh Ahmed was saying. If we don't teach our children these things, we don't know it ourselves. This is a problem. Anas ibn Malik served Rasulullah 10 years. Age 10, his mother sent him to serve the Prophet. Do whatever Rasulullah tell him to do. So once Rasulullah told him, he said, "Ya Anas, I want you to go and do something." So Anas did it. He said, but it's a secret. Okay? So Anas came back late. His mother asked him a question. She said, "Ya Anas, ayna kunt, where were you?" He said, Rasulullah sent me to do something. She said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a secret." Now, hey kids, if your mother's here, don't answer that. Okay? If your mother, if you go home and you tell your mother, "My dad told me it's a secret," what would she say? Hey, don't get in trouble. Your parents are going to get in trouble tonight. Huh? Here you go. Tell me, huh?
I got candy.
And then she'll do it. She'll bribe you with something. Yeah? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Okay. We need, Sheikh Ramadan, we have to have a class to open up a complaint from kids against their parents. Because we always have the complaint from the parents toward their kids. But I think the kids have a lot to complain about. So we need to solve this problem. Anas's mother, she was not like our mothers today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide everybody. She told him, she said, "Ya Anas, keep the secret of the Prophet and don't tell anyone." Now, hold on. Now look at the lesson now. Anas said this hadith at age 90, to his student Thabit. He said, Thabit was curious. Thabit said, "Ya Anas, Rasulullah sent you to do what? I'm still curious. What was the secret? Like, he told you to go and do what?" Most likely it was what? Anybody want to give it out? Most likely he told him to do what? A 10-year-old. Really? Go buy something. But he taught him a lesson. The point is not what he went for. So Thabit said, "Ya Anas, you didn't tell anybody all these years, 80 years. What is it?" He said, "Ya Thabit, Wallahi, innaka la ta'alamu, annaka ahabba an-nasi ilayya ba'da Rasulillah. ولو كنت مخبرا بها أحد لأخبرتك يا ثابت." He said, "Ya Thabit, I swear by Allah, you know that I love you. You're the most beloved to me after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if I would to tell the secret of the Prophet to anyone on earth, it would be you. But I can't. It's still a secret." Who taught him this lesson? Huh? His mother. You see where it came from now? This is the first part. The first part. Listen, you have morals. We have characteristics. We have a religion that we follow. And alhamdulillah, we need to be proud of it. You don't switch from Muhammad to a different name just for people not to know you. Okay? So if we have Yusuf, they will call him what? Joseph or Joe. Muhammad, Mo or Muhammad, or change the name. And so on. Why are we trying to do that while other people, they show and they're proud of what they have? If we don't do that in our deen, if the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim, the first thing they implemented in their children's heart was to be proud of this deen. They carried on this religion while they were young people, like you guys. Usama ibn Zayd was the most beloved to Rasulullah after his father. You know he led the army when he was how old?
16.
So a 16-year-old right now is playing with a PS4. There you go. A 16-year-old now cannot stand in Taraweeh 2 rak'ah. Why? Huh? Where? Thank you. You guys never train. And this is the part that I want to stop with. You have to train yourself to do better, to get there. If you go to the gym, of course, any of you, no, you're still too young to go to the gym. Okay, anyone goes to 24 Fitna? No? Okay, you don't know what that is? What do you guys have here? Oh, GB3. Okay, whatever that is. Okay, if you go and you try to lift 100 pounds first day, what's going to happen to you? Huh? You might die, you rib a muscle, something is going to happen, correct? It's the same thing. How many of you feel bored when you read the Quran? Okay, be honest.
Raise your hand, guys.
Okay. No, don't say astaghfirullah. Don't do that. Okay, be honest, man. Be honest. Okay. Okay. How many of you feel bored when you come to the masjid? Alhamdulillah. So that's, huh? Yeah, mashallah. I told you they have their tricks. When no one is here, they feel happy. If somebody's here, you're bored. It's the other way around. Okay, mashallah. When you have your friends here, huh? Okay. Best company to have your friends around. This is the part. If we don't train ourselves, this is for both adults and youth and young people. We don't train with the recitation of the Quran. We don't train with the salah. We don't do night qiyam. So when Ramadan starts, as Shahr Ramadan starts, it becomes very hard for us to perform the ibadah because we haven't trained. The Sahaba, Radwanullah alayhim, they used to train their children at age 5, 6, 7 with fasting. They will make a doll and they will take it to the masjid, and the kids will be distracted. They will play in the masjid till Salatul Maghrib comes. We don't do that no more. We haven't trained ourselves for the ibadat. Why? It might be that some of us are careless about carrying the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and continuing on with this message because other people are doing it. We have an imam, we have a khatib. 2, we don't have time for that. This is less important than other things to do in our life. Okay. 3, no one ever told us to do so. There was a masjid. They prayed Taraweeh. They finished the Quran every 3 days in Taraweeh. So that means what?
10 times finishing that Quran.
La 10 juz a day. Okay? 10 juz. You finish 10 juz a day? That's the imam. So this imam got sick. Say alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, he got sick. So they brought somebody else. He finished the Quran in 4 days. What do you think people did with him?
They beat him up.
La. They were too nice. They complained to him and they said, we don't want you to come no more because you're taking it easy on us. Today if Sheikh Ramadan were to finish the Quran 10 juz at night, he will be the only one left in the masjid after Salah. And the door will be locked too, so he won't leave the masjid ever again. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Everything comes by training. Okay? You read 1 page, you read 2 pages, 3 pages, 4, but you have to start somewhere. This message, this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started with people like you. Started with young people like you. All the Sahaba, almost all the Sahaba were at the age of 30, 26, 25. Some were younger. Ali ibn Abi Talib, 10 years old. Sa'd radiallahu anhu was 16. Sa'id ibn Jubair was about 17. Talha was about 18. And others. 18, 16, 17, 20. Nowadays, they can't carry responsibility of anything. These people, they carried the responsibility of the deen, the entire religion of Allah, that because of them today we're praying in the masjid. You guys get tired when you read Quran because you don't know the complete reward. Anybody know what's the reward of reading Quran? Seriously, don't make up something. Go ahead.
A word is 10 ajr.
La.
Is it a letter is 10 hasanat?
Here you go, a letter. Okay, now, and this is, you're in the masjid. Shh, you're in the masjid, okay? I will say, I'll give you a page to read. This page has 100 words. Each word you read, each word, I'm gonna be cheap. Each word, I'll give you $10. Would you read it?
Yes.
Here you go. Adults, would you read it? Of course, and not go to work. It's income right there. No, you would. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, whoever reads Quran, al-harf, the letter is equal to 10 hasanat. لا أقول ألف لام ميم حرف. Alif lam mim sounds like one letter because they're connected. You cannot read it alif, then lam, then mim. It's alif lam mim. Okay, and sometimes you do idgham and so on. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا أقول ألف لام ميم حرف ولكن ألف حرف one letter. Lam is one letter in reward. If you're reading the Quran today and you're counting your reward, your hasanat, your good deeds, then you will never feel bored when you read the Quran. But the problem is we're not counting the hasanat. We're counting when are we finished with the page. Or if the sheikh is reading, we're looking at the Quran and he's like, oh mashallah, he's almost there at the end of the page. He's going to make ruku' now. Then Shaykh Ramadan said, well, I'm going to read one more page. Bismillah. You're like, astaghfirullah al-azim, what's going on? See, we're trying to get rid of it. We're trying to finish, like salah. In the masjid, we did salat al-maghrib, 5 minutes? At home, sorry to say that, you'll do salat al-maghrib in 1 minute. Yeah? You know the style? Allah Akbar, assalamu alaikum. Everybody does that?
Yeah.
I know. You don't have to say yes or no. I know you do that. Why? When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when something happens to him, with a calamity, when a problem happens to Rasulullah, when a problem strikes, the first thing that he turns to is salah. And they always, even if they wake up. I had my cousin, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect him. You wake him up for Fajr. He wakes up, Allahu Akbar. Wudu. Like, wallah, I didn't sleep. I wasn't asleep, I was half asleep. All night, half asleep. You're able to hold on your wudu. By the way, even if you're able to hold on your wudu, sleeping breaks your wudu. Even if everything is fine, you record yourself and you're fine, you know. No, sleeping, this is the problem. You guys need to do this, and this is for everybody now, whether you're adult, you're youth. We have to start training. We have to prepare. Shaykh Ramadan told us before the dars, Sha'ban is the month of the Qurra. But before that, the Sahaba used to prepare 6 months before Ramadan. 6 months. Okay? Do you think when Ramadan comes, they'll be tired of recite? They finish the Quran every 3 days, every 2 days, some of them every night. You're like, how's that possible? You can't get there, okay? Forget it. Don't even think about that. It is possible for the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim. It's not possible for us because we have not trained. We don't know that we have a time that we will be asked for. You have to do your homework. Your homework says, all your life, what have you done? And then this young age that you guys, 7 years old, how many 7 years old here? 8, 9. So you guys are all under 6, 7? How old are you?
13.
Oh, sorry man, so I'm going up. I'll get there. So how about 8 and up? Here you go. Okay, 10 and up. Okay, then you start getting beat up for salah. Sorry man for the news. It's just, that's not me. See, Rasulullah said, train them at age 7. But I say nowadays, train them at early age. Be careful. Be careful. That's why the first step to this, seriously, the first step to this, and I'll emphasize more on it, is to have good companions, good friends that would lead you to the path of Allah. Whether you're an adult, young, or not. Rasulullah ﷺ said in this hadith, he said, a good example of a friend, a good friend and a bad friend, is like, and remember that, I want you to visualize that. You're in school right now. You have a friend, okay? His father works, he has a perfume shop. And every morning, this kid, when he leaves the house, his father perfumes him. He gives him some perfume to try to sell it at school. That's their business, in perfume. You have another friend who smokes weed. His father smokes weed. They leave the morning smoking, so the father gives a joint to his son and say, hey, take care of that. Go to school, try to sell it. You have these two friends. Which one do you think has a pleasant smell, good smell? Huh? Now the perfume. So now, can someone count the benefit they will get from this perfume guy? Yes, number one. Smell good. Number two. Same thing? So you guys are friends? MashaAllah, huh? Get it as a gift. He might get, if he's nice. It's expensive, huh? Sell it and you buy it, huh? Be clean. So there is always a benefit. Yes? Now, drug dealer. Your friend is a drug dealer. Now, what benefit would you get from him? What benefit? That's a benefit? MashaAllah. I did what the man said to him. Do you like it for your sister? I said, so what? Okay, other than being high, if there's a benefit. Yes? Oh, inshallah, yes. Okay. Here you go. So you guys, all these are benefits to you? We need to change the topic. This is a big problem, not in this community only. You need to, where's his father? Okay. So كيف الحال? We need to talk. MashaAllah, you're thinking, but that's not right. There is no benefit of being high, man, huh? By the way, there is no benefit. Remember that. Just at that age, being high is a problem. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. There is no benefit. You only get what? You're being harmed by the smell or? Huh? Or? So there is no benefit. That's what Rasulullah ﷺ said. An example of a good friend is like a perfume seller. You benefit from him in everywhere. But the other person, you gain no benefit. But not only you don't gain benefit, they become harm against you in the day of judgment, and they won't say hi to you when they are going to hellfire and you're going to Jannah. They won't say that. No, they won't say anything. You know why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الْأَخِلَّاءُ يَوْمَئِذٍ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ. Anyone know what the word أخلاء means? Huh? لا. Yes. Huh?
Broke up friends.
Huh?
Broke up friends.
لا. Close best friends. Allah says الأخلاء يومئذ. The best friends in the day of judgment, they will become what? Enemies. Except the pious. Those who are pious. So your friend that you thought in dunya was doing good to you, he'll be running away from you in the day of judgment. The shaitan himself will be running away from you in the day of judgment. وقال الشيطان لما قضي الأمر. When the matter finished, and now they bring the shaitan, people will say, you did it. He will say what? I didn't do anything. You're smart. Huh? Here you go. Takbir. This kid gets a gift, inshallah, even though he used a different ayah. Malish, he's answering questions. You're just sitting there, fluffing your hair out. And come on, man. We need it now that you see we're getting bold. I hope that's a style of somebody, huh? I know who. Khalas, please. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalili, falyanzur ahadukum man yukhalil." That the person will follow the footstep of his friend. So one of you should see or know who he has as a friend. Your friend tells us who you are, as Imam Ahmad rahimahullah said. So this is the first part, friendship. So number one is what? Friendship. Number one was preparation for the ibadat. If you prepare yourself, you train yourself, then ibadah will become easy. Salah will become easy. Siyam will become easy. Whatever you do become easy. You start treating your parents nice, it will become easy. First time is hard. Second time is hard. Third time is hard, but then it gets easier. Khalas, it becomes a habit. Now, Quran has to be part of your life. How many of you memorize Quran? Or in the process of memorization? MashaAllah. We're getting close to the month of Quran. Okay? And I know a lot of people now are taking their Quran out of the boxes. They're cleaning their Quran from the dust. You know, after Ramadan, first day, astaghfirullah, last day of Ramadan. First day of Ramadan, Taraweeh is full. People are holding the Masahif. They're the most pious, the most religious, like you guys during your finals. As soon as the finals are over, what happened? Allah Akbar, throw everything, even the deen, even the religion. This is our case. First day in Ramadan, look at the last day in Ramadan. Salatul Fajr every day in Ramadan, Salatul Fajr the day of Eid. Is a problem. Do you know why? Why is it a problem? Because we only worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during what? The seasons. Laylatul Qadr. A lot of people say Laylatul Qadr is at what day? 27. Most people say that, okay? By the way, they make a mistake. They come the 27th day. Not the 27th night. You know, it's the night before. So you find the masjid on the 27th what? MashaAllah, full. 28th, only the imam and few people. Like, what happened? Oh, we gained Laylatul Qadr. Alhamdulillah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something, He does not, subhanahu wa ta'ala, treat you like the way you're treating Him now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so generous to us that He gives us without count. But we're counting. We're like, MashaAllah, brother, I did 30 days of Ramadan. Allahu Akbar, takbir. Yeah, but there are people who do Monday and Thursday, 3 days of every month. They fast other days, so you're not better than them. You think because you did five prayers in the masjid, khalas, you're the best Muslim on earth. But there are Muslims who do night qiyam, they do other ibadat that you're not aware of. Al-Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah ta'ala said, if a person competes with you, if you have a competition in this dunya, if a person competes with you on a matter of dunya, leave it for him. And if a person competes with you in the matter of akhirah, then you need to compete with him. The competition will start very soon. The competition of recitation of the Quran. If any of you is reading the Quran daily, and you're finishing the Quran at least once a month, make your intention that this Ramadan you'll finish it twice. That means what? 2 juz in a day. If you finish 2 juz in one day, you could do 3 juz one day. That's the training. If you pray, how many rak'ah you pray here? 8 rak'ah? 8 rak'at? Then you could do extra if you go home and you want to follow. Increase your ibadah. You have to get stronger in the ibadah. And if you feel that you're not getting there, or you leave your ibadat after you did it, then there's something was wrong with the ibadah. Al-Hasan ibn Ali ibn al-Husayn radiallahu anhu arda used to shake and his face would turn yellow. When? When he was making wudu for salah. So they asked him, they said, why are you so worried? He said, do you know I'm making wudu to do what? They say, yeah. He said, I'm making wudu to stand in front of Allah. So I'm worried from now. We don't pay attention that we're in salah except last rak'ah. We're like, oh really, we're praying Isha for rak'ah, mashallah. The imam is almost finished. We don't even realize we started salah. Why we do? Because we don't prepare ourselves. The Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim, those people who struggle in their life and they sacrificed in their life for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they did not lose anything. Mus'ab ibn Umayr radiallahu anhu died at a very young age. Mus'ab, Rasulullah sallam saw him once coming to the masjid. Do you know what Rasulullah sallam did? He cried. Why do you think he cried?
Because you're scared.
Huh?
Scared?
Yeah. He had ribbed clothes, old, too short, looked very poor. So they said, Ya Rasulullah, ma yubkik, why are you crying? He said, if you have seen Mus'ab in Mecca, you would know why I'm crying. Mus'ab in Mecca was one of the richest kids in Mecca. If he would to walk by, we would know he have walked in this street because of the perfume that he had on. Mus'ab, his mother, used to make the clothes for him in Yemen and other places and Damascus area and bring it to him. He would wear the clothes once and then throw it away. Done. He wouldn't wear it again. Fancy life. Now look at him coming to the masjid, ribbed clothes. He has nothing on. When he died, Mus'ab radiallahu anhu arda, they couldn't find a piece of clothes to cover him from head to toe. They cover his head, his toe would show, his feet would show. They cover his feet, his head would show. So they decided to cover his head down. That's Mus'ab. They did sacrifice. We haven't done anything. We're doing the minimum. And then we're saying to Allah, you see, we're doing a lot. We have a favor against, wal-'iyadhu billah. We're claiming that this is what we're doing. This is a problem in our life. Whether we're young, whether we're old. These young kids, they have responsibility. They're no longer kids. They're young men. You guys saw the kid in Gaza? Any of you saw the kid in Gaza who made a mask from what? Anybody saw that picture? No. Because they were striking Gaza with chemical weapons. So this kid invented a mask from... No, not chemical, doesn't it? Huh? He's maybe 4 or 5 years old. Yeah. Onions. Onions. So, you know, the chemical would not strike him, so he would not pass out. Subhanallah. These are the men. Nowadays, our kids, when they see a nightmare, they come to the... I want to sleep here. Adults, we have 20 years old who still sleep next to his father now or his mother when they get scared. Like, Mom, can you take me? You go to your room, huh? You're 20 years old. Wallahi, our young men are nothing compared to them. You know why?
Because we're not trained.
There you go. So how are we going to train? Seriously, how are we going to train?
Put ourselves in position.
Huh?
Put ourselves in those positions.
Jazakallah khair. 1, 2. Huh? Practicing. Huh?
Go to the place of work. Try to put ourselves in that.
Okay, huh?
You gradually expose yourself to these behaviors.
Uh-huh. Anybody? So now, when I said, tell me who's your friend, I will tell you who you are. You need to do what from today?
Get better friends.
Huh?
Get better friends.
Especially you, man. I'm worried about you. I feel like you're answering. You're like, okay, get better friends. I need to. That's good. You know, the first step to change is to admit there's something wrong. How many of you guys use social media? Any form of social media? Huh? Huh? Anything? Okay. You need to be very careful of who you speak with, who you talk to. What do they say to you? This is really important. We have people now who are being misled through social media, through religion. They not misguided through religion. People who send them weird stuff, then they start following them, they start listening to them, then they follow their footsteps, they fall into trouble. And there's so many examples. You need to be careful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. Every statement that you say, every word that you utter, everything that you speak of has 2 angels. One on the right, one on the left. The one on the right writes the and the one on the left? Best. What you speak of only? No. Today is what we say, what you type, what you hit like, comment, share, and so on. Your text message that you're talking about and the jokes that you make with your friends. Rasulullah ﷺ says, those people who make jokes to make people laugh and they're lying, they'll be held responsible. They'll commit as if they have committed a lie. Be careful of what you say. Even if your parents didn't see it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you. If you could consider that in your life, if you're always aware that Allah is watching you, if you're always aware that Rasulullah ﷺ would meet you in the day of judgment, and if you would show him your text message or your Facebook page, would you be happy about it? Whatever you have, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have. Okay? It is a problem. We need to face our problems and we need to talk about it. And if you have an issue, this is very important. Just listen to this point. I will end, inshallah, I promise. I have a lot on the list to go through, but no. Very important. Just listen to this part. You made me forget what I wanted to say. Huh?
You lost your train of thought.
Yeah. Sallallahu salli ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. There's a guy who came to me. He said, is cigarette haram or halal? I don't want an answer. Don't answer, I know. He said cigarette, smoking, halal or haram? يا جماعة I don't want an answer. جزاكم الله خير. وين المفتي هذا اللي يقول حرام؟ القات حلال ولا حرام؟ ها؟ Okay, we need to talk. من قال القات حرام؟ شفت كيف؟ رسول الله, صحابة, one of the tabi'in said, I saw 30. والله this is not, مش ضدك انت, خليك انت حبيبي انت ما. You reserve my spot in صلاة, فجزاك الله خير. لكن هذا to everybody. هذا التابعي قال والله رأيت 30 من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم كلهم يحيل الفتوى على أخيه. He said, I have met 30 of the companions of Rasulullah. I asked them a question, he'll tell me, go and ask somebody else. Go and ask somebody else. They're afraid to answer the question. Now, mashallah, we have the courage to say halal and haram that easy. Yani, mashallah. Yani. By knowing some information, you tell somebody right now, what do you think about this? Halal, haram. Be careful. Be careful. If you don't have the knowledge to say halal or haram, there's a lot of matters that if you see how the ulama differ with evidence, you'll be like, what? I thought it was only halal. I thought it was only haram. You could find different opinions with evidence and proofs. Be careful. I'm not saying qat is halal, by the way. Different story. You have qat, any chance? Huh? It's halal now? No, mashallah. Let's do it later. طيب. So I told this man, I said, cigarette halal or haram? I said, I don't know. But I want to answer you different. I say, if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting with you, he came to visit you at your house, would you offer him a cigarette? No. And the man said, astaghfirullah, ittaqillah ya shaykh. I said, Allahumma ja'alna min al-muttaqeen. You should also ittaqillah when you smoke, because if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not here, you'll meet him in the day of judgment, inshallah, and maybe you'll meet him holding a cigarette in your hand. Because Rasulullah said the person will be resurrected the way they die. So if a person is resurrected, if he died with a cigarette in his hand, he'll be resurrected doing what? Smoking. Same thing, smoking. And there's only one place to get fire, man. To light the cigarette. You know, before I finish this talk, I'll give you a joke. We did a fundraising, well-known fundraising. You know us, huh? So the person says to the brother, he said, do you smoke? He said, yeah, 2 or 3 packs a day. So he said, would you give it up for Allah and put that money in the masjid? So the sheikh said, the brother said, yeah, I'll give up on cigarette if one condition. He said, what? You promise that I get a cigarette in the hereafter, fil akhirah. The sheikh looked at him and said, okay, you can get a cigarette, but there's only one place to get light, fire. To light it, you have to go somewhere else. Be careful. Okay, there's not in Jannah, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect this community and protect our young people and guide their hearts, inshallah, and keep us and them guided, inshallah. I will leave it here, inshallah. It was more of a discussion. This is not a lecture. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. I like to talk to you. I would like to hear from you. As I promised Sheikh Ramadan a while ago when I met him to come to Fresno and visit. But I think should be a special visit to these young people, and we sit and talk, inshallah, about your problems, and we'll try to discuss it together, inshallah.
Can you give some introduction what your institute is offering for the youth, like it's working for Davis?
Harder. We'll do that, inshallah. If anything related to the topic first, so we could close this topic, and then Sheikh Ahmed, inshallah, will give you more in details. And if anybody wants to still help before we leave, inshallah, jazakumullah khair. Yes?
What if you die while you're praying?
Then you'll be resurrected praying.
That's
Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told the man when he died in his ihram, when he was making hajj, and he died in his clothes, he said, bury him the way he is, because he will be resurrected in the day of judgment. Go in tawaf, doing talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. So you're resurrected the way you die. Now, you listen to music, you'll be resurrected listening to music. You die with a cigarette in your mouth, you'll be resurrected the same way. It might be that one mistake where your friend offers you the cigarette and you're like, let me just try it. Angel of death is waiting for you. It might be your last moment. Now, you die when you're praying. You die when you're doing something good. You die when you're doing ibadah. Now, you're saying to your mother when she says, hey, go get me something from the kitchen. You're like, nobody else to do it at the house. You pass out, you die. You'll be resurrected doing the same thing. It's how your life ends. That's why Rasulullah said all actions are judged by their endings. Okay? So you choose your ending by doing good all the time and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take your soul in the best manner, inshallah. Yes?
What happens if you fall asleep praying?
If you fall asleep praying? Allah, this is a problem that happens with everybody. Two things. No, it's a serious question. No, serious question. No, personally, if it's Taraweeh time, I would expect you to sleep. Two things. Don't eat too much before Salah. Okay? Make wudu if you know of yourself that you're asleep during Salah. You make wudu right before Salah, even if you have wudu. Stand next to someone and tell him that this might happen so he could wake you up in Salah. By the way, it happens to everybody. I'll tell you, I have a special prayer. Maybe Sheikh Ramadan will invite me to do it in this masjid. I don't think so. But I pray from after Isha to Fajr 2 rak'ah only. 2 rak'ah only. So the qiyam is about 35 minutes standing. Ruku' is 35 minutes. Sujood is the same. So Sheikh Ramadan is already saying, no way. So the first time I did it in Pittsburgh with my Yemeni brothers, جزاهم khairan. فhe came قال لي خلاص يلا والله قد خزنا وشيء, we're ready. So, okay, bismillah. You gonna do it? Allah, of course. So we made the first rak'ah, ruku', sujood. I got up from sujood. It's about 20 minutes, not 35 minutes sujood ruku'. Yani not 20 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes less. Anyway. So after the second rak'ah, I prayed 2 rak'ah. I said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. He got up from the sujood of the first rak'ah. He actually slept. And he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I said, he came to me and said, Ya Sheikh, you need to make sajda. You forgot. He said, what? He said, you only prayed 1 rak'ah. I said, no, you slept 1 whole rak'ah. It happens. It happens. And it happens to adults too. But if it's happening constantly, then you need to be careful. You need to remind yourself that you can't do it. Make wudu, prepare yourself and get ready. Don't eat too much before salah. Don't delay your salah to a late time. So if you're going to sleep and you know yourself, don't delay Isha. Do it as soon as possible. Yes?
You said in the beginning you were going to make that thing that kids can complain about their parents.
I'm going to do what? Special about their the kids want to complain about their parents. This young man came to Umar radiallahu anhu. He said, the man said, yeah, Umar, this son right here is mistreating me. Okay? So he said, my son is mistreating me. He's very bad behaviors. So Umar brought his son, and you know Umar, right? Umar bin Khattab always carried what with him? Not a knife, man. A little stick. A gun what? At the time of the Sahaba, there was no guns. No motorcycles, no cars. Here you go, stop. A little stick. And Umar, he said, bring him. So the young boy came, he knew what Umar is waiting for. He said, listen, Ya Amir al-Mu'min, before you do anything, just before you act, listen to my complaint first. My father named me, I don't remember the name. Ju'al, huh? Sahih? That's the name I had. And it means what? A bug. A bug. He said, my father named me that. He chose a woman for me that everybody's saying, your mother is so-and-so, your mother is so-and-so. He didn't choose the right mother. He did this and that. So Umar looked at the father and he said, you come here. So Umar radiallahu anhu got his stick and took care of him. And he said, you mistreated your son before he did. You call him a bug. What do you expect? Like, قالوا كنا نسمي أولادنا لأعدائنا وخدامنا لأنفسنا. They used to call their children these tough names for their enemies because they're going to fight. So imagine you have a son named Susu or Nunu or Bubu or whatever, the sissy names, you know, those. And you go into a war and they're standing there with a sword. Hey, what's your name? Susu. Susu. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So they used to call their children. This kid liked that name, huh? Okay. Tough names. but it doesn't get to that level. So Umar said, you mistreated him before he did to you. You were bad to him before he did to you. That's why anyone here who's not married, your first step in raising your children that Sheikh Ahmed was talking about is choosing the right woman. For the sisters, the right step for raising good kids. Don't come to Sheikh Ramadan when your kid is 20 years old, 23, and you tell him, "Ya Sheikh, solve his problems. We need counseling." What counseling? When you couldn't choose the right husband, or the husband couldn't choose the right wife at the beginning. All they cared about, how they looked, how much money they have in the bank, but the religion part was the lost. You know, a sister came to the Sheikh. She said, "Ya Sheikh, I want a very religious man." The Sheikh said, "MashaAllah, I'll look for a religious man to you." She said, "Do you have anything special?" She said, "Yeah, please, someone who's religious but not too religious." So Sheikh said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Like he prays 3 times a day. That's good enough. Not 5. 5 is too much." Okay? If you start like this, forget it. Your kids are going to be the way that they are today. This is where we need to start. Inshallah, I promise you a session only for the young people, without the adults, so they could be free to talk about anything that they have. But I don't think anytime soon. Maybe after Ramadan. If before Ramadan I'm able to, and we contact Sheikh Ramadan and we're able to do it, I promise you I will do it. We have a large group here. So I'll meet you. We could sit for hours and talk. Tell me all your problems. Complain from whatever you want. And I promise I will keep it between me and you. But, listen. We're doing this because we want to get to a result. Not just to sit and joke and laugh and say, my dad did this. We want to be able to solve our problems. So if you guys agree that we're going to do that, so whatever I tell you, you will do it, then I promise you I will come back and do something for you, inshallah. Yes?
Will you be using a microphone?
La, it will be only us together, inshallah, as a youth group, and then I will come, inshallah, and address you with whatever issues you have and try to solve it. I know you don't want your parents to hear these things and these matters. I know they are your concern, but we heard enough from the parents for years. So let's hear now from our young men. I'm not going to call you kids no more. Young men who, inshallah, will be like the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ali ibn Abi Talib slept in the bed of Rasulullah when he was how old?
10.
Can be 10. He became Muslim at age 10. Huh?
13.
Okay, time for Salat al-Isha. All wrong.
Okay, but what if
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك ونتوب اليك. Ali ibn Abi Talib was 18 or 19 inshallah.